What is up, guys? How are you doing today? I hope all you guys are doing great. Having a good day, my friends. I know I am. I'm getting to enjoy air conditioning. I know y'all are like, this guy talks about air conditioning a lot. Well, if you lived in Louisiana and you were under a heat advisory, you would praise the air conditioning too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, today we are going to be talking about a movie from 1974 directed by a man named Saul Bass, who hasn't made nothing else worth watching in his career except for this movie, and it's called Phase 4. All right, so this movie is about, there's like a space phenomenon, from what I understood. There's a space phenomenon where all these ants on Earth in this certain little desert area are now super intelligent, right? And they're putting aside past grievances, if you will. You know, the fire ants aren't arguing with the bullet ants anymore, and the sugar ants aren't getting on the nerves of the fire ants anymore. They're all coming together, and they are going to take over. That's what this movie's about. So basically they're studying these ants in the desert once they realize, hey, these ants are organizing, basically. They say, well, let's, hold on a minute, let's see what's going on. So they set up a research lab in the Arizona desert. Well, in the process of this, lab running its tests, there's like farmers out there and all kinds of stuff. And the ants start taking out livestock and other people, and they start trying to get into the research facility and all that. And as cool as that story kind of sounds, the way that it is brought to life was a complete disaster, put it that way. It's 1974. We have the ability, if Star Trek in the 60s can make otherworldly creatures look believable, you can make ants look scary. And you could also have special effects that create puppet ants, like them, or, God forbid, Empire of the Ants, where they superimpose giant ants over people. But, you have the ability to make ants that are realistic looking, even if they're tiny. You can make them crawl over things. Now, there are some scenes where the ants are like, crawling all over a rabbit, and they fast forward, and, the rabbit, and then the ants clean the bones and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of cool, right? But when you have these little bitty tiny ants taking out horses and people, and you're cutting to these like scenes of people like, or, and there's no ants, I don't believe you. You can tell me it's ants, but unless I see some ants crawling on people, it's just people selling like in wrestling. You know what I mean? I got kicked in the shin. No, that ain't nothing. That's just selling. That's not showing me. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my problems with the film. The story, cool as heck. The acting was wooden. It was like little nutcracker soldiers trying to pretend to be actors. It was awful. These people... There's one guy in it who actually went on to be something bigger in the film industry, and he's the only actor in this film that's good. And I think he's the principal maybe in the Breakfast Club, I think, but he's one of the guys. And he was good, but everyone else, there's like a girl in here, and there's a girl in the film. Her parents get killed by the ants. Her grandparents, she has to come stay in the research facility until the government comes to pull them out, right? And she's doing some of the dumbest, most asinine things. If she was in a research facility, right, government research facility, and there's only say 2 people in there like there are in this movie, if you go in there and you start destroying experiments, they're going to hog tie you and throw you in a basement somewhere. They're not going to let you just keep running around. And this girl gets all upset and in her feels, starts breaking stuff, and ants getting out, and I'm like, she's the whole reason this went down the way it went down. It's just some of the things in the film just did not mesh with how they probably should have, and the editing was god-awful. We got jump cuts to different things. Again, we got the cuts with the action with the ants where people are like just freaking out, but there's nothing actually on them. We see an old man, he's like, they're getting the horse, and he shoots the horse. It doesn't show him shoot the horse, thank goodness, but, off screen you hear, and you know that he shot the horse, but you don't ever see the ants on the horse. You don't ever see the ants on the people. You see ants, like you'll get a close-up of an ant by an air conditioner vent, and it's like his head's coming out of it, and then it'll go quick cut back to the old man, and he's like, ah, swerving off the road. It's ridiculous. It's over the top, and Saul Bass, I'm guessing this guy is like a documentary filmmaker, because when I looked up his filmography, it was like The Solar Film, you know, stuff like that. And he's only made like 8 movies ever. So I'm guessing he's more of a documentary filmmaker. And when he was making this, he just shot it documentary style, I guess. Because there are scenes where you see the people looking in and you can tell it's like an ant. And then there's like a screen in the background with people. You know, just terrible special effects like that really just take you out of the immersion of the film. I could never even get immersed in the film. I couldn't get immersed in the film at all because of the terrible editing, terrible action, terrible special effects. Hated it. Absolutely hated those aspects of the film. So, and the weird thing is this movie is like highly rated. You know, when you look on places, when you look at its ratings, it's rated like really high. I don't get it. I don't get, maybe there's some underlying message about like socio-political religious stuff, or, you know, save the earth, hug a tree, whatever. I didn't get that messaging. That message fell on deaf ears as far as I'm concerned when it comes to me. And I love animal attack movies. I love them. I love Empire of the Ants. I love Mosquito. I love bats. I love all these animal attack movies, and this is one of the worst I've ever seen. I thought Frogs was bad with Sam Elliott. You know, I mean, it's not a great movie, but this right here, this takes the cake, man. This is a garbage movie. I mean, like, you know how dog crap turns white after it sits out for a while in the sunshine? That's what this movie is, white dog crap. It's been out so long, and it's so old, and it's just, I mean, it's about to turn to dust, about to turn to some poo-poo dust. I mean, it's just, God, it's bad, guys. I'm sorry that it's bad, but it just is. So, Phase 4, let's get the rating out of the way so we can get this review over with, because I feel like I'm just droning on about a terrible movie. So, Phase 4 is going to get 2.5 stars out of 5. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give it 2.5 stars. I'm going to give it 1.5 star out of 5. And, I mean, you can check it out if you want to. It's over on Prime Video. In fact, I think I bought it on sale, bought the digital copy, because the rental copy was actually more than the purchasable copy. So, I think I bought it. Probably won't watch it again. If I do, I'm going to have to watch it a little more closely, because maybe I missed something. But you can check that out over on Prime Video if you guys want to. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, but, you know, y'all do you. So, anyway, that's it for Phase 4, guys. Thank you so much for watching my reviews. Please, by all means, like and subscribe. And as always, guys, I'm going to keep making them as long as you guys keep watching them. God bless. Peace out. See you next time.